Your best choice. BEFM 부산영어방송.
9년 전 한국에서의 새로운 출발을 위해 부산을 처음 찾은 프랭크. 부산의 자연과 사람, 부산에서 누리는 모든 것을 사랑하는 그는 부산의 변함없는 한데에 늘 감탄합니다.
I think that Busan people are actually very kind and very welcoming. If I seemed a little lost, there was always someone that was there to ask me if I needed help. They're more seriously friendly than it's very serious. I very seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어 나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자 BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Coming up next is Inside Out Busan with Min-Soo Shin. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Hello, and happy Wednesday to you all. This is Inside Up Busan, and I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. So today is November 22nd, right? Well, in the U.S., they've also dedicated this special day. It's known as Kimchi Day, November 22nd, a day dedicated to the savory Korean soul food that we take so much pride in. So why Kimchi Day was decided on November 22nd, you ask? Because Korean households usually make kimchi around this period. 네, 이제 김장 시즌이 왔습니다. But did you know that the love for kimchi extends beyond Koreans to include people in America as well as those in Europe? 특히 김장김치는 밥도둑이잖아요. It's my mouth is watering now. I didn't have dinner yet. Can you imagine kimchi on top of some steaming rice? 맛있겠다.
I brush up on this funk and give me miracles. Make you know how we love to ride is something we control. All night long we rock to this, screaming I testify this loving. All night long we rock to this, screaming I testify that we'll survive the test of time. They can't deny our love. They can't divide us. We'll survive the test of time. I promise I'll be right here, standing next to you, standing in the fire next to you. Oh, you know it's deeper than the rain, it's deeper than the pain. When it's deep like DNA, something they can't take away. Hey, tick, 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 and tick off. Standing next to you. Leave your body golden like the sun in the moon. And on and on and on we rock to this, screaming I testify this loving. On and on we rock to this, screaming I testify that we'll survive the test of time. They can't deny our love. They can't divide us. We'll survive the test of time. I swear that I
And to start off our show, that was Jungkook of BTS with Standing Next to You. Making his name, I guess, kind of, putting it out there, not only just with his music, but with the renown that comes with BTS. I think a lot of people are biting on his new music. I dig it. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome all. This is Inside Up Busan here at BFM 90.5. If you're listening from the Kijang, Cheongwan, or Noksan areas, you're tuned into 103.3. Well, if you're not, you should, because you're tuned into 90.5 outside of the Busan area, especially in Kijang, Cheongwan, and Noksan. It's going to be very in and out, okay? So the frequency isn't as strong over there. So we very much recommend tuning into 103.3. Good to know if you're driving from Busan, let's say, into the Kijang, Cheongwan, or Noksan areas, right? All right, well, folks, happy Wednesday. I do hope you're having a lovely Wednesday evening. Hopefully it is a good one. Wednesday can be the harder of the days throughout the week. But you're here. I'll try to make things better for you. All right, so today, November 22nd, over in the U.S., so I think it's the 22nd over there right now. It might be in the early morning hours. Well, I always go by California time. So let's see what time it is in California. My smartphone says it is 1:14 a.m., the day of the 22nd. In the U.S., they've designated this very special day. November 22nd is dubbed Kimchi Day. Now, this has been sent to the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives recently, so this is quite exciting news. Basically, the U.S. government recognizing just how special kimchi is, right? While some states, such as, let's say, California, Virginia, New York, and Washington, D.C., have already declared Kimchi Day to commemorate the Korean traditional dish, it would be the first federal-level recognition of Kimchi Day over in the U.S. should the resolution be adopted. And I don't know, this is just my opinion. I have no up-to-date background knowledge on what's going on when it comes to U.S. politics. But why not pass something like this, right? It's going to help everybody, do harm to none. Now, the Royal Borough of Kingston over in London actually became the first in Europe to declare Kimchi Day. So high five to the Royal Borough of Kingston over there. So from old times, our ancestors considered the idea of kimchi making season, known as Kimjang. They've usually had it around November 7th at the setting in of winter. But these days, a lot of people see it as November 22nd, which is the first snow of the season. And I think they got it pretty much right. In the past couple of days, we've seen the first snow, not only in Seoul, but also here in Busan. 그래서 올해 모두들 김장하셨습니까? Question for you that I want to ask. 저희는 아직 안 했어요. My side of the family, we do make kimchi, but not too much. We don't have too many members of my family over here in Korea, so that means, not too much to share. We just make what we're gonna eat. But over on my wife's side, they take kimjang pretty seriously. They dedicate a whole day for it, not specifically on the 22nd, but I think it's on the weekend coming up. Should be. I'm supposed to head over to my in-laws to help them out. But yeah, they do the whole shebang, the huge, those red tubs that people here in Korea use that, they only use it for kimchi making. And of course, we do the whole thing. We order suyuk on that day. And my favorite is super fresh kimchi. 저는 그 김치, 바로 만들어진 김치 제일 좋아하거든요. 저는 I don't like it when it's fermented. When it's fermented, then I'll just wait till it ferments really a lot, and then I'll throw it in and make kimchi out of it. But the fresh kimchi, I love. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. So, question for our listeners. In the U.S. right now it's Thanksgiving season, but here in Korea it's kimjang season, right? Now, choosing the right Korean cabbage, some say it's key to make delicious tasting kimchi. So to all those out there that maybe lead the way when it comes to kimjang in your household, can you share with us some tips when it comes to selecting the best 배추, the best cabbage for your 김장? 네, 김장철 배추를 잘 고르는 팁 혹시 있습니까? 이거 너무 궁금해요. 저는 이게 배추를 보는 뭐 눈이 없어서 seriously like if my mom tells like me and my brother to go to the 시장 to buy cabbage for our kimjang, we usually it's like every like 2 out of like the 3-4 times we get it correct, but the other like half the times, like the pechu we bring, like it doesn't taste as good as when my mom goes out to select it, right? But she's like busy making like the yangnyeom and everything at home. So I want to hear from you. How do you go about selecting the best pechu for kimjang? 이건 참고로 들으시면 됩니다. When picking pechu for kimchi, you're supposed to look for vibrant green leaves and sturdy white stems. And you want to aim for the ones that weigh around 3 kilograms, not too much under, not too much over. 김장용 김치는요, 초록색이 선명하고 흰 줄기 부분이 단단한 배추가 맛있대요. 무게 3kg 정도로 너무 크지 않는 배추도 좋다고 합니다. See, I had no clue. See, if I had something, an ideal of sorts, when my mom sent me and my brother out to buy the pechu, like if we'd known this much, maybe our kimchi would have tasted a little better. But yeah, folks, let me know how you go about selecting cabbage for your kimjang. And even if you had kimjang yet, let me know how the kimchi turned out to be. You could join us on our program, pound 9050, shop 9050. It will cost you 101. That's for text messages. You could chat with us on our Kakao Talk, or you could log on to our YouTube. We are live. You could come join us, see our pretty faces there, and leave messages on our chats. All right, we'll be waiting for you. Time for today's News Bites. Time for News Bites. We have Annie Moon with us here in the studio. Hi, Annie.
Hello.
Hi, how are we doing today?
I'm all right.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
I'll keep it at that.
Annie, do you partake in kimjang?
No, my family has never really done kimjang. My aunt does kimjang, and she just bring it over. I participated once, but no, nowadays we don't really do it anymore. It was never a tradition really in my immediate family.
Oh.
So
How was it then when you went over to your aunt's to partake in your first kimjang?
very stressful. I think I got in trouble the first time because I guess I wasn't helping enough or I wasn't 버무려 enough.
Yeah.
You know,
I got in
속속히.
trouble during my first kimjang at my in-laws.
Oh, maybe it's a rite of passage.
A little bit, I
Get in
think.
trouble.
Like I would go now, and they don't say anything to me. Like I know, like what my duties are. So as soon as I arrive, I put on those pink, rubber gloves.
Yeah.
And I put on the flower apron they have, and I start like
쭈그려 앉아.
every time I arrive, they already have the cabbage chopped up, and the yangnyeom, the
Ready.
sauce kind of like spread out. I do the tossing of the cabbage, right?
I had an idea for how to pick a good cabbage.
Oh, please share.
What I would do is I would find an ajumma who is looking really closely at the cabbages
Yeah.
and say, 잘 모르는데요. 혹시 도와주실 수
So
있을까요?
ask for the help, right, of the experts.
She's got to look like friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has that worked for you at the shijangs when you're
I'm
picking
too
not just
shy.
cabbage, but just any kind of fruit or vegetable in general?
Yeah, they're really like 적극적. They're really happy to help.
Yeah.
And you have to find the ajummas with like really small hands because they have the best 손맛.
Yeah.
It's my mom's hands.
And don't ask the sellers or the dealers, whatever you
No,
call
they'll
them.
just sell you things.
Because they just want to sell you things, right? You want to ask like people that's actually buying.
Yeah.
Yeah, good tip. That's something to keep in
works.
mind. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. So let's get to today's news bites. What do you got for us?
Right. So, as I reported yesterday, South Korean officials predicted North Korea's military reconnaissance satellite space rocket launch to take place early this morning. However, Pyongyang went ahead with the launch late last night. And following the launch, North Korea announced that they had successfully placed a spy satellite into orbit. However, South Korean and U.S. officials have actually not confirmed these claims. And the reason for that is that it doesn't end at just getting the satellite up into orbit, but also like when the satellite is able to successfully send and receive the signals, photos, and videos with the base station. And to verify that, this stage it takes a lot of time. And Japanese media also reported that the rocket did not seem to have enough speed to actually enter orbit. And so they'll continue to collect information on their side. And then on top of this, North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, is able to detect any sort of new objects that enter the space. However, as of 9:30 a.m. local time, they had not been able to detect anything.
Yeah, so North Korea pretty quick after they made the announcement, right?
Right.
With the looming launch. When will the final say on whether they succeeded or not be confirmed?
Well, Chang Young-gun, who is the head of the Missile Center at the Institute for National Security Strategy, explained that there are still several technical steps that need to take place once the satellite is in orbit. It has to do with like solar panels and stuff. And then they will have to assess the level of technology that North Korea actually possesses if and when the images are released. So this whole process is estimated to take at least 1 to 2 months. And from there, they can also figure out how much information Russia has passed on to North Korea.
Yeah, I'm sure not just us here in South Korea, but many other countries, Japan, the U.S., wanted to get into details because I feel like, North Korea, anything they put out into the atmosphere, into space, like we want to see like where like they're getting in terms of, is it homegrown? Are
Right.
they getting help from other countries, right? All right. Well, thank you so much for that update. What's next?
Right. Maybe welcome news for anyone planning to move. The government released amendments to the volume-based waste fee system guidelines. That's the 종량제 봉투.
Yeah.
Making it easier to use or get refunds for bags that you've already purchased after you move to a different region, because you can't use them there usually.
Oh.
If you move the coups or the dongs.
Yeah.
But simply put, you will soon be able to use the bags you already have or get a refund at a nearby store.
Oh, okay.
All you have to do is get this specific sticker when reporting your new address at the community service center or 주민 center, and then you can bring the old bags and exchange it for the region-specific bags.
Yeah, I'm sure you and a bunch of our listeners have, experience like going to a different district and then like shopping there, right?
Right.
Whether it be like a 시장 or like a big supermarket there. And they have nothing but these garbage bags, but they only have it for their district usually.
Right, and they're expensive.
They are, right? Like 800won to like 1,000won even, like for the
Yeah.
big ones. But why has this change come about?
Well, the Ministry of Environment has brought about these changes in order to make it easier, simply. Previously, you were able to go to the store where you bought them, but then to exchange it, to return it. But many stores would refuse the refund or would request a receipt to do it. And along with this announcement, though, this is besides these bags, the ministry also announced plans to exclude products that are KS or KC certified. You'll find the little mark for the environment mark certification, or 환경 표지 인증. This is for products such as water-saving shower heads and faucet accessories. And lastly, they will also remove the usage fee for this environment mark, which I did not know they had.
Yeah, same here, right? It's always those hidden fees that get people sometimes.
It's the green circle with the slight leaf on top. This is 친환경.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I've seen those
You have
around.
to pay to use it.
Nice. So, hold on to those bags. Like Annie says, if you've moved from a different district, you could still put those bags to use.
Yes.
Good to know. We have time for one more bit of news, please.
Right. This has been making headlines, but just days after making headlines for being ousted from OpenAI, Sam Altman has agreed to return to the company as CEO. In addition to his return, the company has also agreed, in principle, to partly reconstitute the board of directors that had dismissed him. And this means that he has rejected his position at Microsoft. However, in a social media post, Altman wrote that he is looking forward to returning to OpenAI and building on the firm's strong partnership with Microsoft, which is actually OpenAI or ChatGPT's biggest financial backer. The exact details of what actually went on regarding his firing and then the rehiring is a bit unclear, but it seems there was some sort of communication on both sides.
Now, I don't know if there's any correlation but for the past couple of days, my OpenAI has been lagging a little bit. It's been running kind of slow.
Use it.
Right? I mean, it is helpful in certain
definitely.
cases. But can you give us details on the background of this debacle?
Right. Well, I'm sure everyone saw the headlines, but on Friday local time, OpenAI's board of directors abruptly forced Altman, who is the co-founder and also longtime CEO, out of the company. And then in a blog post, the board wrote that his firing followed a, quote, deliberative review process by the board, which concluded that he was not consistently candid in his communications with the board, hindering its ability to exercise its responsibilities. Clear and vague at the same time. And following his ousting, there was actually immense pressure from the employees and investors on the board to reinstate Altman, and they even threatened to walk out if not.
Oh.
And with the backlash, there were also companies jumping in to offer positions to these employees. But as of now, it seems it has all worked out.
Talk about loyalty, right? If
Right.
it was like the employees that brought back Altman. But yeah, I think the OpenAI company with their ChatGPT and everything just being so big right now,
Right.
any news of their heads and CEOs coming and going, definitely going to make the news. All right, well, that'll do it for today's News Bites. Annie, thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I'm your future lover. 타락한 밤 너의 ruler. 영화 속 달콤한 promise. 믿지 않아, let's be honest. Yeah. 틀린 건 없어 when it feels so right. 닿지 않아도 이미 느끼잖아. 나쁠 건 없어 when it feels so right. 이 위를 봐, I'm your goddess. Yeah. How many lovers do I go through to find you? How many heartbreaks I take just to get to you? How many lovers do I go through to find you? How many? Fast forward. Good one stop, got it all. Diamond kiss, head to toe. Sunshine, got the glow. Need you back, never go. One stop, got me now. That's how quick you make me fall. So in love, yeah, it's so yeah. How many lovers do I go through to find you? How many heartbreaks I take just to get to you? How many lovers do I go through to find you? How many? Fast forward. 흔들린 펜슬로 너를 부를 때 이 뒤틀린 시간 속 웃는 눈앞에 난 휘거려 what you want picture in my face and I'll be what you want I'll be what you want I'll be what you want I can't use it fast forward. Fast forward.
And that was Chun So-mi with Fast Forward. The time is now 6:31 here in the studio. Welcome. This is the first hour of Inside of Busan. And I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. 환영합니다. 반갑습니다. Welcome, everybody. I do hope you're having a pleasant Wednesday evening. I'm going to give you a quick update on what the weather and traffic is looking like. In terms of weather, 16 degrees our city is averaging. Tomorrow, expecting morning low of 13 and afternoon highs of 20 degrees. So today on the calendar, on the solstice calendar, it's 소설, which is supposed to be the second solar term of the winter season. Now, it wasn't too cold today, right? Like I said, yesterday, highs of 20, like I mentioned today, and I saw my thermostat on my car, and it was 20 degrees exactly, which is above average temperatures. Yeah, because we're like second half of November and we're hitting 20s. 이거 말도 안 되죠. However, the daily temperature difference, though, between daytime and morning and the evening is very wide. 10 degrees, right? It was like supposed to be today, like morning low of 8 and afternoon high of 20. So it's going to be similar or, excuse me, It's going to be similar or probably maybe a little warmer tomorrow. But still, take care of your health, right? You don't want to catch a cold like me. Still feeling it a little bit. This cough, oh my goodness, is not going away. So I went to the doctor today and they told me 이번 감기 후유증이 좀 심하대요. 네, 그래서 여러분 단디 챙기세요. When it comes to our traffic, though, let me give you an update. Congestion over on 충렬대로 from Mandok Tunnel number 2 going towards Naesung Junction. There's also congestion on 낙동북로 from Kupo Bridge going towards Kupo Bridge Junction. Slow-moving traffic on Yeonsu-ro from Mangmi Junction going towards Suyong Junction. And unfortunately, a report of an accident, a two-car collision that happened on Gayadero. So if you're going from Samyeon Lotte Department Store towards Samyeon Junction, it happened in the side lane right by the department store. So that's why there might be a little traffic over there. Okay, so everybody drive safe. 안전운전 부탁드리겠습니다. So, special day in the U.S. For states like California and Virginia and Washington, D.C. November 22nd is known as Kimchi Day. Now, a lot of other states are set to pick up this special day and are set to even celebrate it as it made it to the floor of the House of U.S. Representatives. And they're going to decide if it's actually going to be a designated special day in America. But I see why not. I see this passing with flying colors in the House. So yeah, this is going to be, I think, just another notch on the belt when it comes to just Korean culture and traditions, right? Because kimchi being traditionally our country's probably one of the best foods that we have. Not only is it healthy, but it's so delicious. Oh, especially when you eat it with pop. Oh, also with some like piping hot ramyeon and some fresh kimchi. Oh my goodness. 배고프다, 배고파. So I want to hear from you listeners today. I know a lot of you have partaken in kimjang already. How do you go about choosing the best 배추? 시장 갈 때요. 김장을 위해 배추를 고를 때 어떻게 배추를 고릅니까? 이건 너무 궁금하거든요. 꼭 근데 배추만 아니라 저는 뭐 야채나 과일 고를 때 it just goes to show you how little vegetables and fruits I handpick and buy at the store. I have no way of going about like knowing like what the most delicious vegetable and fruit is. I know how to go about buying like a nice tasting banana, right? But that's about it, right? You look at the colors and you look at like the freckling and everything. But I want to hear from you, the kimjang experts out there. Please chime in. How do you go about picking the best 배추 for kimjang? Let us know, okay? All right, time for today's IOB 5분 상식. For 5분 상식, look who we have here in the studio. Hi, Tegan.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, we're going to get our listeners in the know, some of the most trending, useful, need-to-know words and expressions. 5분만 들으면 유식해지는 시간인데요. 네, 오늘은요, 운동 인구가 점점 늘어나는 요즘. 화장한 채 운동하면 피부에 어떤 일이 생기는지 알아보도록 하겠습니다.
You must be Minsu, right? I'm a passionate triathlete, Tegan. Are you ready for our workout, Minsu?
Yes, I'm Minsu. Oh, yes, I'm so excited, but I hope you don't mind. I have to put on some makeup. 피부 봐봐.
Makeup?
색깔이 너무 마음에
진짜?
드는데.
Are you really wearing makeup? We're here to exercise. This is not the runway.
Oh, well, excuse me, okay? Even men can put on makeup, right? It doesn't have to be only for the runway. I just gotta look. It's just good manners.
Okay, never mind. Anyways, we're gonna jog for 5 kilometers and then we're gonna bike for 1 hour.
Okay.
Just follow my lead. 따라와요.
네. Tegan, 잠깐. Let's take a break. I feel like I'm about to die. I'm so thirsty right now. Please, let's rest a moment. And then we'll pick it up running later. 근데 봐봐, 땀 흘리고 있어요. Sweat is pouring down like rain on my face right now.
Minsu, are you okay? 괜찮아요? You look a little off, and look at your face. It's like, what's happening?
Oh
It's
no!
turning-
Oh, my makeup! It's smearing all over my face. 잠시만요. 팩트 좀 바르고요.
Minsu, I guess makeup and exercise don't mix after all. Plus, it's not good for your skin during a workout.
Hey, 설마, really? But look at everybody working out. They're all fancy, and all of them are wearing makeup too. 요즘 인증샷 찍을 땐 메이크업은 필수라고요. Tegan, you didn't know? 제가 I hated myself doing the little 꽁트. 제가 저를 싫어했습니다, 방금.
I wanted to tell a story. Actually, one of my first boyfriends in Korea, I was in his car and I found an eyeliner pencil and I got really mad.
이거 누구 거야?
Yeah, I was like, what girl is riding in your car?
누구 내 차 탔어?
Yeah, and then he goes, it's mine.
내 건데. Right?
And the other good thing about dating this guy was sometimes if we would travel together and I would forget my makeup, I could borrow his BB cream.
자기야 좀 빌려줘.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, but I want to ask you and our listeners first. Men wearing makeup nowadays. 남자들도 요즘 화장을 합니까?
Yeah, so men wearing makeup has become more common in Korea. And as I said, this was 10 years ago. So this was when I lived in Seoul, but I think Busan kind of follows a little bit later. So men are using cosmetics to enhance their features, and whether it's just emphasizing their brows, like I said, I found an eyeliner pencil in my ex-boyfriend's car, or contouring their face. This has been proven. There's a survey that showed that 20% of Korean men use foundation or maybe BB cream.
So we have a bunch of people chiming in already.
Okay.
We have MJ Jonim on our YouTube saying, really? Makeup? And then she was laughing at you saying, oh, okay, follow me. Like you just gave up on me. It's another one. It's another one of those guys, right? Now then, Tegan, is it okay for people's skin, regardless of gender, if they exercise with their makeup on? 화장을 한 채 운동해도 피부가 괜찮을까요?
Okay, well, I'll give a real fact and then I'll give my opinion. Okay, so the fact would be it's better to remove makeup before exercising because if you exercise with makeup, it can clog your pores and things can get trapped under the skin and this can make different issues. So even if you've already removed your makeup before exercising, you should wash your face afterwards to get rid of the sweat. But as someone who exercises a lot and likes to post photos on SNS, I say go for it. Post and put on makeup and look your best because if you look good, you're going to feel good. And
맞아요.
I think, to be honest, I'm not trying to brag, but my skin's okay. So I think it's fine.
So you do partake in exercising with a little bit of makeup on?
Sure. If I want, if I think my skin needs it, I would. And actually, to be honest, though, what I do is I've gotten my makeup tattooed. I got my lipstick tattooed on, and then I get eyelash extensions. So I don't have to actually wear very much makeup. But yeah I would say do it.
Yeah. Looks very natural, by the way. Yeah, so a lot of people partaking in it. Now, does engaging then in overly intense exercise, 고강도 운동, then does that affect the skin in any way?
So for skin health, it's important to be mindful of the intensity and how long you're exercising. So if it's over an hour, it makes it hard to talk and you're having excessive heat. This can boost cortisol and oxygen, so it can be harmful to the skin. Hey, but once again, that's the fact. I'll tell you my opinion. I think my skin looks way better now that I've started engaging in exercise over an hour.
Oh, yeah. I think overall, I think exercise does wonders for the skin too.
Yeah, but I guess just some studies have found it to be harmful.
Yeah.
But make sure if you're outside exercising, you do need to take precaution.
맞습니다. Thank you so much, Tegan. We have Yena님 on our YouTube saying, I went to a friend's house in the States and saw foundation in his bathroom. So very normal.
Even in the States now.
Yeah, even in the U.S., very normal for men to wear makeup. And we have 토기님 saying, 너무 찰지게 메이크업을 해서 놀람. 해본 적 있죠? 아니, 저는 해본 적 없습니다.
Really?
그냥
You've never tried BB cream?
I for let's say events.
Oh, okay, when you're announcing something?
Yeah, announcing something. I would steal my wife's BB cream. But usually, I don't, lotion is like the most makeup I would put on.
Yeah, you have pretty good skin though.
Well, thank you. I
Yeah.
try, right? It's the oils too, the natural oils.
There you go.
근데 토끼님 저는 메이크업 바른 적 없고요. 그냥 뭐 엄마나 이제 요즘 와이프 바르는 거 따라했어요. 그냥, you know. And it's I heard it's supposed to like you're supposed to like hit your face enough so that it stings a little bit. That's how like the makeup like absorbs into your skin.
I didn't know about that. I thought you were trying to like improve circulation.
Oh, that too. I think that's what it is.
Oh,
right.
all right.
네. So there you go. 네, 오늘의 5분 상식 피부 건강을 위해 운동 전에 화장을 지워주세요. 그리고 화장을 지웠더라도 운동 후엔 반드시 세수로 땀을 씻어내세요. 오늘의 5분 상식이었습니다. 김대리, 퇴근하나?
예, 부장님.
집이 교회종이지? 같은 방향인데 같이 가지? 요즘 회사 생활 어떤가?
예, 저 열심히 잘하고 있습니다.
결혼 생활도 재밌지?
예, 뭐 즐겁죠, 예. 저 그 라디오라도 좀.
그래 라디오.
네가 적었어요, 심참인 것 같네.
22번 훈련병.
진짜 회사 생활 쉽지 않다. 어색한 이 순간 인사이드 아웃 부산과 함께하세요. 오늘은
All right, folks, time for a Busan close-up with the hardest working reporter here at BFM, Tegan.
Hello, everyone. And
Tegan.
every week for a close-up, I take us around Busan to an event or something new in the city. And this is not new, but this is a yearly event that brings a lot of people to Busan. This is G-Star.
맞아요. You can't have Busan without G-Star.
You cannot. So if you guys don't know what G-Star is, this is the largest game exhibition, and it happened this year from November 16th until the 19th at Bexco. So this is a big event. This was organized by the Korea Game Industry Association and Busan Information Industry Promotion Agency. There were tons of game exhibitions. There was different consulting. They had festivals and different events going on. This year, there was over 3,000 different booths.
Wow.
3,328.
That's a lot.
Yes. So this one had so many different events going on. And if you guys actually saw a lot of people walking around in some weird costumes over the weekend, that was because
It's not weird. They really put in like the time and effort to make the costumes and everything.
Oh my gosh. They put
They're
in
really good.
They are amazing.
맞아요.
It is like I felt like I was walking into a Nintendo game or walking into a virtual reality world.
That's exactly what they wanted.
I
Yeah.
felt like that.
맞아요.
So I went to G-Star this past weekend, and if you guys want to check out the website, it is gstar.or.kr, and you guys can get more information about the event. But let's head to G-Star, and right away I saw so many cosplayers. This one is wearing a mask, so you might have a little difficulty hearing his words clearly, but understand it's because he was in cosplay. All right, I'm here with some cosplayers here at G-Star. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, hi, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is nicknamed Dokuroyuki, and I am here cosplay as a doctor in archetypes.
Where are you from?
I am from Gumi, from Korea,
Okay,
actually.
from Gumi.
Yes, I have traveled here to Busan to cosplay with my friends and other people.
Wow, is this your first time at G-Star?
Actually, this is my third time.
Okay.
And the second time I came here, I did the cosplay, and this is my second time cosplaying G-Star.
Wow.
Yes.
How does this year compare to other years? Is it bigger this year? Is there anything new that you found?
Well, I think it is more, I can see more cosplayers over there, here and there, and I think it's more active than before.
Okay.
And it's also warm too.
It's warm. Yeah, the weather's nice. And what is this you're holding in your hand? Is that part of your costume?
Yeah, it is a pot
Oh.
that doctor eats with it, pouring the hot water into the water directly. So I take this because it's a signature of the character.
Okay, and how long did it take you to prepare your costume?
Actually, this didn't take a long time, like I think on 3 months. Okay. And, yeah, 3 months. But I needed more time to get more comfortable with this, like 1 year more. So it actually taken like 1 year and 3 months.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're here at G-Star, and it looks like you and your friends are having a good time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
See you next year.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day.
1 year and 3 months in the making for his costume. That's dedication.
I think he said like 3 months to actually like put it together, but he said like to get comfortable. I don't know. Maybe he wore it around the house, and maybe he had to get into character.
You got to break it in, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is he? I mean, because you sent me a bunch of pictures. Is he the one in black?
I don't. Oh, he's the one I took a selfie with. So if you
okay.
see, do you know what kind of character that is?
No clue. But I see the thing that in his hand. It's like a
teapot.
It looks like a teapot. It's supposed to be where water comes out from.
Yeah.
See, this is me. I should have paid more attention to my cartoons and my anime.
I have no idea. There are so many characters. The one character I recognize, I think that I know, is Gumiho. There was like the nine-tailed fox. There was a lot of girls dressed up in that. That was pretty cool. But I don't know. But there were so many costumes. So
but they all look really nice.
Really well made.
You could tell like they spent a lot of time. Oh, Pyramid Head was there too. I know Pyramid Head.
Pyramid Head was a man that was, I guess he was on stilts of some sort.
Yeah.
And so it looked like he was about like 10 feet tall.
Nightmare material, by the way.
Very much so. So I talked to someone else who was there who was not dressed as a nightmare of any sort, just a regular visitor. And let's hear what they had to say. There was someone who attended G-Star. Hello.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself? What's your name?
My name is Jacob Lee, and my English name is Kylie.
Nice to meet you. Now, you're here at G-Star. Tell us what brought you here.
A lot of cosplayer and introduce games on another place. So I just want to experience a lot of chance of games. So 그 많은 경험을 하고 싶어서 왔고 또 게임에 관심이 많아서 여기에 많은 경험을 하러 왔어요. 그래서 이번에 컨퍼런스가 사정이 안 돼서 못 왔지만 만약에 내년 또 다시 컨퍼런스가 열리게 된다면 다시 한번 오게 될 것 같네요.
Wow. And what kind of things did you check out? What was the most interesting thing for you? Do you like PC game, or do you like cell phone game, or what is the thing that you look forward to seeing the most?
물론 여러 가지 게임들도 다 재밌긴 하겠지만 다 같은 취미를 가진 사람들만의 각자만의 영역을 침범하지 않는 선에서 서로만의 취미를 공유하는 그런 자리가 정말 소중하잖아요, 사실. 그렇기 때문에 저는 이런 자리 하나하나가 전 중요하다고 생각을 하거든요.
Wow. So these are your people. Everyone here is gamers. It's kind of so exciting to be around everyone. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you so much and have a wonderful day. 수고하세요.
감사합니다.
My kin. I consider myself a gamer too.
Really?
Yeah. So he was saying how everybody have different preferences when it comes to gaming. You could play on your phone, you could play at home on your personal PC, home console. You could go to PC bang, play over there too. But I guess G-Star is a place where just all gamers just get together and they just share, network. I'm sure people here have picked up on more gaming buddies.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think it's weird because it's almost like they live in their own universe, like through the computer, right?
Yeah.
And this was bringing them outside, like to the real universe. So it's like where fantasy meets reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. I thought that was a really interesting thing to hear. And I went inside. So these were people that I was just talking to outside of Bexco. So even if you don't go into the conference, you can still experience it. And then I headed on into Bexco and I talked to someone inside there. They're working for a company there, so let's hear what they had to say. Hey. Hi, can you tell me what is this that you're giving me?
Oh, it's gift box. Oh.
What kind of game are you here for? What game is this? Is it a PC game or what game is it?
PC, Nintendo, all player.
Oh, okay. Okay, so explain, what is this then? This is for all of G-Star?
G-Star is LLL, BBS, BSS.
Okay, so you're volunteering at G-Star, working here, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of game is this game in front of us? Can you explain what is going on? 우리 앞에 뭐 하고 있어요? What is this kind of game?
저희 한국에서 유명한 스트리머들이 지금 NC에서 아직 출시가 안 된 게임을 미리 시연해보면서 발표하고 있는 그런 무대예요.
Is it like 대회?
No. 그냥 발표?
Presentation?
Yes.
Oh. What do you think about this game and the graphics. 이런 게임 어때요?
저는 이런 게임 처음 보는데 그래도 퀄리티가 나쁘지 않은 것 같아요.
So people there got a chance to see even games that aren't even on the market yet.
Yeah, they're doing presentations there. They have different contests going on so that people can play versus each other. They have just basically every sort of thing related to gaming you get to see. You get to see games before they're released. You get to try games. You get to compete with other people if you want.
Yeah.
Everything is possible at G-Star.
맞아요. So can you tell, can I tell you the game I'm playing right now?
Please.
I'm playing it on one of my consoles. And it's by actually a Korean company that made it. I won't say what company though.
Okay.
But the title of the game is Dave the Diver.
Ooh.
Yeah, you might have actually seen this at G-Star. It's basically a game where you simulate a diver that goes into the ocean during the daytime. And he scuba dives, catches fish, helps like the merman people underneath the water. But at nighttime, he runs his own sushi restaurant. Yeah.
So that's what do you feel like you're actually like this diver guy?
I am. I'm like really invested into the story.
Wow.
So it's like me kind of diving into the water.
Wow.
You know, as Dave.
I want to play this. It sounds so cool.
It is fun, but I know a lot of people, this is like the mindset that they get into. It's the games that they're so invested in it, the story, the characters, and everything. That's why so many people come to events like this, like G-Star, because they want to see what's going to be the latest. I want the heads up on some of the stuff.
That sounds cool. I'll have to check out that game. Now, also, if you guys are looking to get some equipment or upgrade maybe your own home PC, etc., you can also buy products there as well. So I talked to someone to see what was for sale and what kind of products they had. So let's take a listen. Also here at G-Star, we can come over here and check out different keyboards. So there's tons of different products that you can see, and this is like some keyboards that we can play and try. So this is great for people that are looking to also buy some gaming equipment, and also they have headphones and headsets. I'll ask someone if they can explain. Hello, hi. What kind of things are you guys letting people are selling here? 여기에서 어떤 것을 팔나요?
그 키보드와 뭐 이제 게이밍 기어하고 뭐 저희 파워 서플라이 같은 것들도 같이 판매하고 있고요.
그리고 게이밍 키보드하고 보통 그냥 평범하는 키보드 혹시 차이 있어요? Is there a difference?
차이라고 하면은 뭐 일반 키보드는 일단 누르는 질감이라든지 이런 것들이 좀 차이가 게이밍 키보드하고 차이가 좀 있고요. 전문적으로 게이밍 키보드 같은 경우에는 반응 속도라든지 이런 것들도 좀 더 빠르고 이런 것들이 좀 더 화려하고 이런 요소들이 좀 아무래도 있죠.
The style looks better too. Style is 예쁘다.
네.
Are they expensive? 비싸요? 게이밍 키보드 얼마요? 보통?
저희는 일단 여기 현장에서 일단은 한정으로 좀 저렴하게 좀 특가로 판매를 하고는 있어요. 네.
5만 원?
원래는 이거 지금 현장가로만 일단 5만 원에 판매를 하고 있는 거고요. 실제로는 한 10만 원대 초반 이렇게
여기 너무 싸요.
이제 현장 가격에부터 이제 특별하게 판매하고 있고.
Alright, well, thank you so much. 수고했어요.
네, 감사합니다.
Tegan, I could tell by the clicking noises that was a fancy keyboard.
Yeah, Dave the Diver would be, really going fast, chopping the sushi with that.
Exactly. Have you played the game?
No, but I really want to now. Anyways,
so G-Star takes place annually every year here in Busan City. This was this year's edition of it.
Yes, so if you guys missed out, check it out next year and go to gstar.or.kr to get more information. And see you guys next year at G-Star.
Yeah, see you next year. Tegan, thank you so much. We'll see you back here next week for the new season.
Oh, I'll be back then. I'll see you then.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap up hour number 1 with our last track. This is actually one of my favorite games of all time, Legend of Zelda. This is the orchestral suite. Enjoy. We'll see you back here at 7.
소수가 우리의 실천 하나하나 모여 세상을 바꿔요 깨끗한 세상 플라스틱 제로 일회용품 제로 함께해서 참 좋은 우리의 시민 불편한 너
이 캠페인은 부산환경공단이 함께합니다.
We are
The firefighter duo.
Winter is so dry. Let's prevent fire by keeping these 3 rules. If you take caution, you can prevent a fire.
The number one cause of fire in winter are electric blankets. Take special caution with highly flammable materials such as memory foam, toppers, and bedding.
Number 2, having too many appliances on the power outlet is dangerous. Always unplug all the appliances that you're not currently using.
Number 3, check the heater is off before leaving the house. Leaving it on for an extended period of time can cause a fire.
Let's all take part in preventing fire and have warm and safe winter this year.
Tune into BEFM 부산영어방송 for an emergency broadcast.
This campaign is brought to you by BEFM 부산영어방송.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
꼬리에 꼬리를 무는 품격 있는 토크. 시끄러워 죄송합니다. Inside Out Busan.
Welcome back, listeners. This is hour number 2 of Inside Out Busan, and I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. A good evening to you all. 반갑습니다. 환영합니다. We have messages coming in on our YouTube chat. YouTube chat's popping today. Let me get to some of those messages. We have MJ Joe-nim saying hello. We have Yena-nim saying no way there's kimchi day. I hope I get off work for it. Like a national holiday. Yena-nim, don't be one of those, right? That goes into your office. I mean, it's a special day. I don't think they're gonna dub it a holiday, like a bank holiday. So don't be like, like kimchi, it's for my country. I demand this day off. All right, I'm sure you won't, but don't even think about it, okay? And it's also probiotic, very healthy for your stomach. Keep those messages coming in. We're gonna kick things off with My Life, My English. It's Wednesday. This is a segment where we get to share the stories of Busan citizens, their journey into the English language. Let's see who we have for today.
Hello everyone, this is IOB's weekly segment, My Life, My English. I'm Annie입니다, and this week's guest is here in the studio. Welcome, hello.
Hello.
Can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay. Above all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to appear on My Life, My English.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Actually, I'm nervous and exciting because it's my first time on a show. My name is Kim Suk-jae. My English name is Suji. I'll be 70 years old next year.
No way.
I'm a housewife now, but I was a music teacher before my marriage. My major was piano, but I started learning violin 2 years ago. And now I am doing music volunteer work as a violinist.
Very nice to meet you, Suji. Okay, so how did you get to know BEFM?
I found the BFM while I was channeling the radio while driving. For me, BFM is better to understand. It is giving me great help to improve my English listening. Now I'm introducing BFM channel to my English class who still don't know.
Oh, well, thank you very much for introducing our station to your classmates. We love to have new listeners, so I'm excited. All right, let's get into it. Have you ever lived abroad? And if you did, do you have any good experiences from those times?
Before the COVID pandemic came, I went to Australia and stayed for 6 months to care for my mother in a Sydney nursing home.
Oh.
She was living with my brother brother's home before going to the nursing home. I didn't know it was last time with her. I have a touching experience that I can't forget. Most of the time, I traveled to Australia and New Zealand by myself. But one day, when I was visiting Sydney downtown, it got dark and I couldn't find the bus stop because I lost the way. Plus, my phone went out because there's no battery.
Oh, geez.
I still remember being so nervous and scared at the time. I was panicking.
Oh, geez.
But suddenly an Australian guy approached me and asked me, what is going on? And I said, I'm lost and I'm looking for a bus stop. Then he took me to the bus stop, even though it was about 10 minutes away.
Oh, how
He
sweet.
even checked until I got on the bus. I couldn't forget his kindness until now.
I'm happy that you got to spend some moments with your mother.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
wow, okay, so this Australian guy, was he handsome?
Yeah.
Well, it's really nice when you have these kind of experiences, and I'm glad they were positive. Well, thank you for sharing that story. So, your English is fantastic.
Thank
Very-
you.
Very comfortable. But do you have any moments where you were proud to be able to speak English?
I won first prize in the English Space Contest, wishing to host the Busan Expo in 2030.
Oh, wow.
I was taking an English class and I wanted to test my English skill. So I challenged myself to a speech contest. It was very hard and stressful, but I did my best with the mindset that I can do it. After receiving the first prize, I was proud of myself because I felt rewarded for studying English steadily.
First prize is huge. So that means your English is way up there. You beat everyone out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for supporting Busan to win the expo. It's soon. Fingers crossed. But you won a contest. Do you have any secret tips or tricks that you can share with us about learning English?
I free talk in English with other students at the community center 3 times a week. I like to watch American dramas and movies every day. While watching them, I learn English sentences by comparing the actors' dialogues and the subtitle and use the expression in my English classes. I also listening to BFM and it helped me a lot to study English.
I learned that if you are good at music, so you have done music your whole life, you are usually quite good at language. So I think it's your own personal talent, but also all of the effort that you have put into learning English. So to wrap up this interview, would you like to share your life goal or your goals for English going forward?
I volunteer for music performances with the violinist and keyboardist.
Ooh.
And I want to continue the volunteer work as long as my health allows it. If there's a place that want to hear our performance, I will be happy to do it. And I also want to volunteer as an English interpreter at various international events in Busan.
Okay, so listeners, you heard it. We have performers. If you need, you can call Kim Suk-jae-님 and she will come and perform for you.
Yeah, please call.
But also, yes, Busan will definitely need a lot of people who can speak English like yourself when we do win the World Expo 2030. So I look forward to seeing you then. And thank you so much for coming to the studio today.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
A big thank you to our reporter Annie and to today's special guest, Miss Kim Suk-jae, for today's My Life, My English, a little bit about her story. So Suji, I guess that's her English name, and it just goes to show you that age is nothing but a number, right? Even at 70 years old next year, she's still going strong with her English studies. She also used to be a music teacher in middle school. And I had no idea that being gifted in music, being able to read notes and knowing, all that can also help you pick up other languages. But listening to today's My Life, My English, it makes sense, right? Because if you think about music, it's sometimes like that's why a lot of people refer to it as a whole different language, what music is. So if you are able to pick up music kind of quickly, that should kind of give you the green light for other languages. Why not, right? Seems very evident in Sujinim's life right now. She also told us about the time she went to Australia, stayed there for a couple months to care for her mother who was in a nursing home. And I'm sure it's probably not the easiest thing, right? To have your mother so far away. But of course, distance isn't going to keep a daughter away from her mother. So I'm glad you had that time with your mother, Sujinim, and I'm sure you got a lot of opportunities to use your English over in Australia. But you seem very busy here with your English career, right? Not only are you participating in English speech contests, which was very stressful, you said, but you did her best with that mindset of like, I can do this, right? And you did, right? Congratulations to you on that. But also you mentioned you don't make your music skills go to waste too. You volunteer putting on music performances in nursing hospitals, churches, as well as various other events. And you said you want to continue to work as a volunteer as long as your health allows it. I think that's a great mindset. If there were only more people in the world like you, Sujinim, right? Thank you so much for just kind of sharing with us your life, your journey into the English language. Hopefully your story serves as an inspiration for all of our listeners. Thank you so much to our reporter Annie. That was today's My Life, My English. I do also want to let our listeners know that My Life, My English segment is sponsored by Busan Metropolitan City. My Life, My English 코너는요, 부산시 지역방송 발전 기금을 지원받아 제작되었습니다. Let's take a quick song break. This is Kim Soo-young with 꿈.
어젯밤에 불안했던 무서웠던 꿈을 꾸고 너에게 달려가 봤을 때 모든 게 변함이 없네. 그래도
And that was Kim Soo-young with 꿈, or the English title, Still I Love You. That was a sweet little number. The time is now 7:13 here in the studio. Welcome back, everybody. This is hour number 2 of Inside of Busan. And I'm your host, Min-Soo Shin. We had a message from Yoon Yoon-nim on our YouTube saying, she speaks English so well. 2 thumbs up from Yoon Yoon-nim. Yeah, so commenting on today's My Life, My English, today's guest, Miss Kim Suk-jae, also goes by the name Suji-nim. Yeah, thank you so much for your message, Yoon-nim. Hopefully, Suji-nim got the message as well. All right, let me give you a quick update on what the weather and traffic is looking like here in Busan City. Right now, it doesn't feel like the latter half or like the end of November. Currently 16 degrees our city is averaging. Tomorrow, same warmness we saw today. It's going to reach up to 20 degrees in terms of afternoon highs, lows of 9 degrees. Now, from tomorrow night, the temperature will drop significantly. Cold air is going to be flowing into the nation, especially here in Busan, especially on the weekends. Morning temperatures in Busan will drop to 0 degrees. So this is a warning for you. 단디 챙기시고요. Take care of your health, not to catch a cold. Something that I should be taking to heart myself. When it comes to our traffic, we have congestion on Byeonglo from the Gusa interchange going towards Kumjang Police Station. There's also congestion on Haeundae-ro from the Samho-Gadan Junction area going towards Olympic Junction. And then we have slow-moving traffic on Gayadae-ro from Jure Junction towards Naengjeong subway station. And another report of an accident, this time a 3-car collision. This happened on Garakdae-ro from Saeshin 3-way intersection. Okay, it's happened in the first lane of the junction. So everybody, drive safe. 부탁드리겠습니다. So today, good news over in the U.S., November 22nd, which is right now. I think an hour before I checked, it was like 1:15 a.m. San Francisco time, November 22nd. So today in California, as well as a couple of other states, is known as Kimchi Day, to celebrate the Korean traditional dish known as kimchi. Now, better news, this day is actually making its way to the floor of the U.S. Senate, and they're going to decide if they're going to make it actually a nationally designated day. I don't think it's going to be a holiday, probably, but it's going to be something pretty wild if the whole of the United States of America recognizes November 22nd to be Kimchi Day, right? Now, why did they pick November 22nd? Well, it's because a lot of people here in Korea choose that day or around that time to do their kimchi making, known as kimjang. So I wanted to ask our listeners, did you partake in your kimjang this year? And how do you go about choosing the best cabbage, choosing the best baechu for the kimchi? This is, for some people, an art form, right? And I did give some tips, looking at like the white stem of the cabbage, looking for like the greenness of it too. I'm looking on a lot of your chats that people have uploaded. I'm seeing a lot of like hellos, like how's it going, commenting on today's gongtu. Not too much on the actual text topic. So I'm going to assume there's not a lot of kimchi making people in our chat. Now that's fine, I think. Excuse me, while I cough, something stuck in my throat. There we go. But yeah, I think we've gotten to just the point in society where like the people that make kimchi continue to do so. But the people that maybe live far away from home don't have the option to go home to partake in their kimjang. They usually just wait for the kimchi to be delivered, or they just, buy it at the shijang, buy it at the store. And that's why a lot of people are thinking, this might lead to kimchi making, kimjang, becoming like a lost art, a lost tradition of our country. Now, here's me being a kimchi lover. Hopefully that never happens. So I should take the lead when it comes to just learning the recipes from my mom as well as from my mother-in-law. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to do that this season, actually. Maybe take their recipe, try it on my own, make it on my own, see how it pans out. Of course, to their faces, I'm going to say it was disgusting. Yours is way more delicious. But if it turns out good, hey, I could carry on, right? to like the next generation, and hopefully this is something like my daughter is willing to pick up too. You don't want kimchi to become a lost art, become a lost practice and a lost tradition. I think kimchi and kimjang is too precious of just an asset, a cultural asset of our country, to disappear, right, into history. We have Sena님 on our YouTube saying, even though I'm Korean, I didn't know it was Kimchi Day. Well, it's not Kimchi Day here in Korea specifically. It's Kimchi Day over in the US. So I guess to clear that up for our listeners, because they designated this day, November 22nd, as Kimchi Day. 세나님, 저희는 매일이 김치데이잖아요. Every day is Kimchi Day for us, right? But I like the fact that they're highlighting it in the U.S., getting more people in the know of the Korean traditional dish, which is loved by so many, not only in the States, but like a lot of places across Europe. They are so just wowed by not only of its taste, but also its the health benefits, the effects that it gives when consuming kimchi, right? It being a probiotic and everything, it's supposed to help with digestion. So yeah, only good could come about when eating kimchi. Thank you so much for all your messages and participating in today's show. So 7:19 here in the studio. It's Wednesday evening. That means we have Casey joining us for today's Worldwide Whatevers.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
월드와이드.
Worldwide. Whatever. Whatever.
Worldwide. Whatever.
Worldwide Whatevers with Casey. Hi, Casey.
Hey, Minsu.
How we doing?
You can take a look and see.
맞아요. So, Casey, you've succumbed to the cold that's going around too these days, right?
Something got me good.
Yeah. So, folks, once again, I'm sure like many of our listeners know something's going around. Like I caught it. I'm pretty sure I gave it to my daughter.
Oh, that's a bad feeling, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but like, does she know I'm sorry? Even though I say it, right?
No.
But she knows she caught it from me.
Ooh.
And she's
Thanks,
gonna probably
Dad.
take that to the bank, right?
Yeah.
But like knock on wood, my wife has yet to catch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but me having it, my daughter having it, my cousin who's staying over right now, she had it too.
Oh boy.
Right.
Right.
So it's only a matter of time. So I told my wife, go to the hospital, because here in Korea you get like shots for colds.
Right.
Right. So go get, any and all shots, like vitamin shots, whatever that you need.
Get pumped up.
Yeah, get pumped up. Keep your mask on the whole time.
Right.
But like, yeah, something's going around.
Yeah.
It's a bug, and it's a pretty awful one this time around.
Well, can I explain perhaps what's going on here?
Sure.
That's actually what I wanted to talk about today.
Oh.
Because
Getting right into business.
Man, I tell you, I think like you and I, we're probably not thrilled about our current health state, right?
Oh yeah, I hate it actually.
Right? I haven't been this sick in a long time.
Maja, me too. Like colds come and go for me. Like it's like 2-3 days tops, right? And I'm like back at it.
Yeah.
But this one, the phlegm that I have, TMI listeners, but the phlegm and the coughing, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm sure you do too.
The worst for me is I believe the term is 몸살.
Oh, 몸살 저도
Oh man.
겪었죠.
Where you're just your joints ache and you have no energy and just everything hurts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Casey, 어떡해.
I don't know. 어떡해. So this is why I read this article actually today, and it's just exactly what I've been thinking about. So this article is the headline kind of says it all. It says respiratory viruses thrown out of whack by COVID appear to be falling back into seasonal order.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
We were talking off air.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to breathe these days.
Right.
So I've never experienced anything like this. So what I have is a respiratory virus then probably?
Yeah, I mean, basically anything that includes the common cold to the flu to COVID, those are all respiratory viruses. Sure. And basically what happened was for a year or two, according to this article, because of the pandemic, basically the viruses that usually cause the problems in the fall and winter that we're used to didn't get people sick. And that was definitely my experience. For a year or two, I didn't get sick at all. Did you?
Yeah.
Right?
Having your mask on all the time.
Yep.
constantly washing your hands,
Yep, yep.
sanitizing your hands all the time. Yeah.
That's exactly what they said. So that was the cause for these things to be put aside for a short time. But so what happened was, like, as we started to phase out of the hand washing and the social distancing and all that, basically these respiratory viruses came back hard and in kind of like crazy, unexpected ways. So the common like cold virus that, you know, perhaps you and I have right now, which is actually several different kinds of viruses, by the way. The kids in Hong Kong got so sick that it would send them to the hospital.
Goodness.
Right, just the common cold, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know if you remember this, but last year around this time, early fall actually, August, September last year, especially in Europe and North America, they started talking about RSV all the time. Do you remember this?
RSV, what was that?
It's a respiratory syncytial virus. Clearly not a doctor here.
I believe you, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So basically, it's something I never heard of, but it's actually something that is really commonly experienced by young children. Except during COVID, the kids were staying at home. They weren't going to daycare. They weren't going to school.
맞아요.
They're wearing masks. They're washing their hands more than usual. So these kids were not getting RSV when they typically do. And when they were finally getting it, it was like an explosion. And the hospitals were overwhelmed with it. So that's why it was suddenly in the news last year. And then the flu as well. The last year, the flu season started earlier than typical. So now, like you and I getting sick at this time of year, this is kind of an indication that things are getting back to normal finally.
But I mean, is that a good thing? Because like this is like
It doesn't feel good.
like kicking our butts right now. You know what I mean?
Right. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
But this article kind of points out, and if you think about it, the only probably good thing about it is that means like viruses will be a little more predictable. Whereas, you know, last year was kind of a big surprise with how quickly people got sick. So according to one associate professor at Yale, which is, I think, a fairly respectable...
I'll believe him.
Yeah.
Being from Yale?
Yeah.
I'll hear you out.
So basically, she says that the human behavior and weather especially dictate the seasonality of viruses.
Oh.
And especially when you consider temperate climates, like, for example, Hong Kong, the flu can actually be, like, circulating all year long there.
Wow.
Right? So you can imagine. But basically, you know, the way that we changed our social interaction and the way that the weather fluctuates as well, that kind of dictates when these viruses kind of kick in. And we're used to them at a certain point of the year.
Yeah.
And we kind of adjust our behavior. Well, we should, theoretically. But I think COVID really made us do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what you just described, I feel like Korea like could be a hotbed for a lot of these respiratory viruses now kicking in.
Right.
Because you mentioned the weather fluctuating, right? We've seen like super cold days and like super warm days, like today.
Right.
Right. Like my thermostat was showing 20 degrees in like late November.
Right.
But then, you know, we see a huge drop in the morning hours. And, you know, if you're out, because I'm out like early in the morning, I'm out like the whole day.
Right.
So depending on how I'm dressed, you know, I'm always like trying to, I'm always warm. Okay.
I'm sweating right now.
Yeah, same here. It's probably not just because of the fever too.
I hope not.
But it's so hard to try to figure out what to wear these days.
Right.
That you end up not being either under or overdressed. Sometimes, and if you're overdressed, you take it off, and it's, you know, also makes things easy for you to catch a cold, because that sudden gust of like chill can really bring down your like defenses, right?
Yeah, your immunity, like your immune system does have difficulty adjusting that quickly to temperature changes, right?
Exactly.
And plus, like this, like indoor-outdoor thing, it fluctuates with, you know, when the weather's nice, it encourages people to be outside, right? But when the weather gets cold, we're typically inside, where we're kind of closer together in enclosed areas. That's when the stuff really gets spread.
맞아요.
And then, you know, when, you know, people stop wearing masks and stop washing hands, it just becomes, that's, you know, an easy place to...
Me too. Like, I'll be honest, I'm going all willy-nilly with my taking off of my mask.
Yep.
Of course, you know, bathroom, of course, I wash my hands. But
I hope so.
Yeah.
You're not one of those guys, right?
Don't worry.
I've seen those guys.
Washed a couple of times before coming in today.
Good.
But... you know, like not washing my hands as much as I used to.
Sure.
Because during COVID, you'd be like scared of everything. Like after touching a doorknob, you go wash your hands, right?
Yes.
And then you like, what do? I have to open the door of the bathroom.
I know. Elbow.
Exactly, right? You take out paper towels or wrap like the door. So like we were taking that much precaution, but now we've let literally like all our defenses down. So yeah.
So this is going to happen.
This is going to happen. But do we want this to happen? Like, because you mentioned respiratory viruses now getting back into like normal mode.
Right.
Is this something that we want?
Kind of. I mean, you know, again, I'm no doctor, but this is from the news that I read, and the sources are credible. Like I said, Yale University for one.
I'll believe you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, you know, they had two really good points about that. One point is that, you know, if viruses are a little bit more predictable in their behavior, hospitals don't get overwhelmed, right? I mean, that's what's happened in the past, like when things just kind of run rampant, and then, it just gets out of control.
Like, do you remember, like, beginning of COVID? Like, what is this?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and I remember Italy in particular. I remember it was one of those countries where just people were just like completely the whole healthcare system was overwhelmed.
It was scary. Like, we were just reading on the news, just people like bodies being laid down on the streets because they just couldn't handle the people, succumbing to COVID.
Right.
So, yeah, it was dark times.
Yes, and so that's one thing we don't want to return to. So, like, viruses do get more predictable. That's a little bit of a beneficial. That's beneficial for us, so we can plan for it. In other words, but another thing is like when we went a couple of years without getting these kind of respiratory viruses and illnesses, that kind of weakens our overall general population immunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in other words, there's a lot more people who are vulnerable to getting sick to the common cold or to the flu in a much more severe way than they would have a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
So now, you know, what's going to happen is people will kind of build up a general immunity again as a large population. So that's a benefit as well.
What do they use? What term is it? Herd immunity.
Yeah, right.
Herd immunity, right?
Yeah. So that will kind of rebuild itself as well. But unfortunately, that means a lot of people are probably going to get sick this winter.
Exactly, right. You know, when I first heard herd immunity, it didn't ring well, like in my head.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
It sounds like animal-like.
Are you calling me a cow right now?
I mean, basically. Yeah.
Basically, right? But yes, so folks, I think this is a time where hopefully it serves as a good reminder. I do hope that none of our listeners get sick. But take me and Casey as examples. That's what happened when you don't wash your hands as much as you used to.
I do. I promise. I wash my hands.
As much as we used to, like during the COVID times. Right. We do wash it a bit, just a little bit, a bit less these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'll be honest, like when's the last time you used hand sanitizers?
You know what? I was thinking about it on the way here today. I was like, man, I hope they got some hand sanitizer around somewhere because, I don't want to like touch things and right.
Yeah. So thank you I think this is a good reminder for a lot of our listeners just what we're going through here in Korea with the seasonal changes, temperatures fluctuating, and now with this thing going around. Be careful, everybody.
Yeah, this could be like signs of getting back to normal, actually. So it might seem a little extreme, like how many people get sick, but this is probably a normal type pattern.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
What's next?
Okay, this one's a little more happy in my opinion.
Okay.
It's about naps.
Oh.
You're a nap fan?
I enjoy them.
Yes.
Don't take them enough, though.
I feel the same as you.
Yeah.
I love it when I do, though.
Uh-huh.
Do you try to fit them in like once a week, or is it just not possible?
I assume I have no time for naps, but it feels that much better, though, when something just gets canceled.
Yes.
And I could stay at home for like another 2 hours.
Yeah.
I tell myself, all right, I could either play video games or take like a fat nap.
Right.
And I haven't done the latter in quite a while. I forced myself to take a nap yesterday before coming to the station because I was sick.
Right.
I thought that nap was going to like help me recover a little bit.
Yeah.
Felt even more groggy waking up.
Actually, there's a reason for that.
Why?
Okay,
why do we feel groggy when we wake up?
Cool, I'm going to explain that. I did want to get your definition of a fat nap, though. You said, I want to take a fat nap. How long is that for you?
Like 2 hours is like a fat nap.
Oh, okay. That's a bit much. That's a little overkill, according to what I read today. So basically, what I read from the Scientific American is that short naps have major benefits for your mind.
So I hear.
Yes. And actually, this has been kind of a conflicted scientific research area. There has been research that was kind of for napping and against napping. And a lot of studies showed that there were kind of mood and cognition benefits if you did take a nap in the middle of the day. But other research pointed to like actually finding for especially older adults signs of poor health related to napping.
Oh.
So that was kind of like, well, which do we believe? But according to this recent research, there are different types of naps that have different kinds of effects.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can nap for about 20 to 30 minutes, that's apparently the sweet spot.
20 to 30 minutes?
Are you disappointed?
저는 20분, 30분 낮잠 자고 일어나면 기분 나쁠 것 같아요.
Well, okay.
I think I feel like cheated.
Right.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
give me more.
Yeah.
Give me more. But, okay, so you mentioned the grogginess, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, shall we talk about that first then?
Yes.
All right, so they do say, by the way, like taking a long nap is not necessarily, going to ruin your life. There are actually cognitive benefits that exist even if you do nap past 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And those benefits can actually last a little bit longer than a short nap.
Oh, okay.
But here's the but. When you do nap longer, you kind of move into deeper sleep, and that increases something called sleep inertia, and that's that groggy feeling.
Okay.
So like once you hit that point where you're like, when you know what we mean. When groggy is just like when you wake up, you don't feel good. You feel like you want to go back to sleep. You feel a little grumpy, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that does happen. That doesn't happen to everybody, but some people can deal with it better than others. I hate that feeling personally. So I do not like that. But they did say, just to be aware, that there are some studies that show that longer naps are associated with some health problems. They did say that people who, according to a study in Europe in 2023 this year, they found that people who napped for more than 30 minutes at a time were 23% more likely to be obese than those who didn't nap at all.
Really?
Yeah.
We have Janie on our YouTube saying, I took a nap 2 hours today.
2 hours?
You took a fat nap, Janie.
That's a fat nap.
But
Yeah,
this
2
article's
hours.
for you then.
Yeah. I mean, don't do it too often, I think, is the key.
That's probably like moderation,
Right.
is the key to everything.
I think that's a good point, and they also do say the research kind of points to that not necessarily that taking longer naps is bad for you, but taking longer naps might be an indication that there's a health issue.
Yeah.
They mentioned like Alzheimer's, for example. There has been a link found between increased brain inflammation and more napping. So if somebody has the need for frequent naps, like more than one nap a day, and regularly more than 1 hour, that could be a sign of illness such as Alzheimer's. So if you have if you feel the need to nap very often, there could be an issue. So it's something you might have to look into.
I know a person that takes fatter naps than me.
Oh.
And she does this, I feel like almost on a daily basis.
Who is this person and how are they so blessed?
Speak of the devil. There she is on our YouTube. We have Yena Shinnim saying, wow, I take 4 hours. See, I take 4 hour naps sometimes. Right?
That's sleeping.
And apparently, she says,
that's
apparently
sleeping.
if it's more than 90 minutes or something, it doesn't count as a nap. Yeah, 4 hours is it's like a sleep.
Yeah, I mean, you're done for the day, aren't you?
Exactly. So Casey, you probably don't have, these naps these days, but have you ever had those naps, like maybe like in college or maybe like even in high school where like you got home early for the day?
Sure.
And then like you tell yourself, all right, I'm just gonna like lie down on the sofa or like my bed, I'm just gonna close my eyes and see like where this nap takes me. I'll probably wake up before dinner time.
Oh.
And then you wake up, the whole house is like dark.
For sure.
You look at your clock, it's like 2 a.m. or something.
Oh yeah.
You're sweaty for some reason.
Right.
Like you went to sleep with both socks on, but like one's missing.
Some adventure happened. while
Yeah,
you're sleeping.
something happened. Like so, that's why because I don't like it wasn't like the best feeling for me, like taking those fat naps, especially in like high school and college. So I think that's why I do it less. Like these days.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't have the time for it.
That's another key factor, right? But so if you can, I guess a big point of this article is if you can kind of squeeze in that 20 to 30 minutes, just make that little bit of time for yourself.
Yeah.
That's not that's not a bad, compromise from going to no nap to, maybe just 20 or 30 minutes. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
They say there are some benefits, some cognitive benefits. Let's see. For example, yes, that's the technical terminology for it. So one thing that you can get from taking like a short 20 to 30 minute nap is information processing speed. can increase, not your computer. We're talking about your own brain. Sorry. Improvements with
I was
memory.
like, see, me taking my nap benefits the electronics around me too.
It might. You give them a little rest.
Yeah.
But also vigilance, which that means like the ability to respond to some kind of unexpected event.
Like to fight back.
Well, like if somebody jumps out in front of you, you're ready. You know what I mean?
Like that fight or flight response that our bodies have.
Exactly. And it also is shown to improve your mood. So just a little like kind of 20, 30 minutes. They say even as short as 10 minutes can just make you feel better.
Have you seen that video online? I'm sure you have. It's like brother and sister like eating something at the dining table, and this baby sister's just crying over something.
Right.
And the brother just looks at her and goes, "Did you have your nap today?" And she goes, "No."
Right.
And the baby brother goes, "Well, you should."
Right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So there you go. Not only for kids, but also for adults.
Oh,
how naps
totally.
Yeah. But see, you know what? The trouble with me and these like short naps that you say, like when does a nap begin?
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I tell myself, all right, I'm going to take a short nap.
Yeah.
20 minutes. Does the 20 minutes start like right when you lay down? Because it takes me a while to like actually fall asleep.
Good question. You know, they don't say, but I'm assuming it's that moment, starting that moment when you're out. You know what I mean? I'm assuming, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they say only 10 minutes. Like, I can't imagine if you're laying on a couch for 10 minutes with your eyes open. That can't feel any good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming you have to be kind of out a little bit.
Yeah. I think it takes me like a good kind of like 4 or 5 minutes to actually get me in the mood to sleep, and then like me falling asleep. So
Oh, really?
probably give myself an extra like 5 to like 10 minutes on top of that short nap time then.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good buffer.
Yeah.
That's the buffer zone you need.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have, talking about naps, we have a lot of people chiming in about their naps. We have Senanim saying, I was going to take a nap, but I slept for 10 hours, so I didn't take a nap. Well, Senanim, you shouldn't take a nap if you slept for 10 hours.
Yeah, that's a heck of a nap there.
But then,
10
you know, for
hours.
some people, they sleep so much that they just can't stay awake for most of the day. And then they go to sleep like even earlier than like, let's say like they slept like the day before.
Right.
I don't know if it's an actual thing, or is it just something like that's in their heads, you think?
Well, it could be a health issue according to this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm no doctor, but
So, Yena, did you just hear if you sleep, like if you take these fat naps almost every day, these 4-hour naps, it might lead to things like Alzheimer's, okay?
Or it not lead to, but it might indicate that there is an issue.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. That's the key. Yeah.
See?
It's not going to cause problems, but it might indicate that there already is an issue.
So it could be a sign then.
It could be a sign.
All right.
And that's not us saying that.
That's even worse. Yes. Doctors over at, where was it? Yale, you mentioned?
That's one, and also the National University of Singapore.
Ah, there you go.
So yes, if you want to blame somebody,
there you
blame
go.
them.
Here at Inside Busan, we never take responsibility for anything that we say.
That's right. Giving you other people's words to get angry at.
All right, so today, talking about naps, something that we all need, but not too much of.
Right.
Short ones hit the sweet spot. As well, just the reason why maybe so many people are getting sick these days.
Yeah, not enough rest.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like the two articles that you brought for us like correlate.
Yes, I think so too. I think I was only self-serving.
Yeah.
I was really
It's like what you're going through today.
Yes, exactly.
I'm super sick and I didn't have my nap. I'm going to talk about both.
Yeah.
You know, during my segment.
How selfish.
Yeah. Just a little bit, Casey.
I love it.
But thank you so much. That will do it for today's Worldwide Whatevers. And Casey, you'll actually be back for the new season next week.
All right.
Yeah. You'll continue on with this very fun segment. So be prepared.
All right. I'll take my nap.
Yeah. Take your nap.
I will.
Please, before coming, okay? We want you in the best of moods.
I appreciate it.
All right, Casey, take care. Hopefully, you get over your cold.
Yeah,
by
you
next
too.
week.
Feel better.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Me too.
Oh, there he
Excuse me.
goes. See?
Let's take a quick song break. This is Daft Punk with Pharrell, Lose Yourself to Dance.
Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance. Lose yourself to dance.
안녕하세요. 고품격 영어 방송 인사이드 아웃 부산의 품격 있는 writer Steve입니다. Winners of Inside Out Busan listeners participation segment will get full course meal voucher from Golden Lizzie, a gourmet restaurant in Geojedong and Yeonsandong, where you can taste cuisine from Michelin Guide featured Chef Kim. 미슐랭 셰프의 파인 레스토랑 골든 리지에서 10만 원 외식 상품권. A place to entertain your brain and eyes. Museum of Illusions. 당신의 눈과 뇌를 즐겁게 하는 곳. 뮤지엄 오브 일루전 부산 착시미술관 입장권. 언제나 맛있는 커피를 신선하게 만드는 양산에 위치한 인투 로스터리. Coffee voucher and a pack of fresh coffee whole beans sponsored by Into Roastery in Yangsan. A delicious brunch for two from Gorilla Brewing Busan, Gwangan branch, the leader of Korean handmade beer culture. 수제 맥주 전문점 고릴라 브루잉 부산에서 제공하는 식사권. We prepare admission tickets for the Busan X the Sky Top Floor Observatory, which is located at LCT in Haeundae, the highest place in Busan. 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다. 부산 X the Sky 전망대 입장권을 선물로 드립니다. IOB와 함께하는 품격 있는 선물. It's all yours, listeners.
All right, listeners, time to wrap up today's show. Slowly wrap up today's show with our final segment, quote unquote. And you know I had to bring a quote today in regards to our health, right? A lot of people, not just me, not just Casey, but a lot of people probably around you, listeners, catching colds these days, getting sick. So a fitting quote for when many people are catching colds could be the one I brought today by Thomas Fuller, who is supposedly this genius when it comes to calculating for some reason. But this person was quoted as saying this: health is not valued until sickness comes. 너무 맞는 말인 것 같아요. So this is a reminder of the importance of good health, which is often taken for granted until illness strikes. 저도 잘 알죠. 비타민 챙겨 먹어야 되고 날씨에 따라 옷을 잘 차려 입어야 되고 이렇게 하는데 but I don't picture me getting sick. That's why I go all willy-nilly with it until I finally get sick, and I hate myself for not listening to advice. So I guess to share maybe some tips that I'm definitely going to keep in mind and heart during this winter season, and hopefully maybe you could too as well. Things like washing your hands. 당연하지. 손 씻는 건 당연한 거잖아요. But to let you know, cold viruses can survive on surfaces for hours. So regular hand washing with soap and water can help prevent the spread of these germs, right? Also, if you can, avoid close contact with sick people. Viruses spread easily, especially in close quarters. So keeping a distance from those who are sick can reduce your risk of catching a cold, which makes sense, right? But I'm not saying avoid your friends, avoid your family members, right? But it's something to keep in mind. I think if you can't avoid it, do take precautionary measures. Wear a mask even, right? Wash your hands. Also, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, 이거는 저는 요즘에 깨달은 것 같아요. A balanced diet, regular exercise, and sufficient sleep can help boost your immune system, making you less susceptible to catching colds. Okay? And my final tip for our listeners to wrap up today's quote-unquote, dress appropriately. 네, 항상 제가 단디 챙기세요라고 많이 말하잖아요. 이거는 제 말을 절대 안 듣거든요, 제가. Keep warm clothes during cold weather because exposure to cold temperatures can stress your body and weaken your immune system response, all right? So all things to keep in mind, I hope, because I hope that none of you catch a cold or catch what's going around these days. 요즘 감기 걸리면 진짜 고생할 겁니다, 여러분. 그래서 건강 잘 챙기세요. Real quick before we leave, I want to read a message that came in from 희숙님. 역시 희숙님, I was waiting for a tip to come in on how to choose the best 배추 for 김장, right? The best cabbage for kimchi making. You said 배추는 크기가 적당한 게 좋고요. 배추잎은 두껍지 않는 게 좋다고 들었어요. So 희숙님's tip for those that might be partaking in 김장 this season, make sure your 배추, your cabbage is not too big. Like we mentioned, 3 kilograms is around like the good size. Anything more than that, too big. And you also want to look at the leaves. Make sure it's not too thick. 너무 두꺼우면 그쵸? It's too much crunch, right? I mean, I like crunch, but I don't like too much of it. Thank you so much. That will do it for today's show. Inside of Busan was written by Im Soo-jin, and it was hosted and produced by yours truly, Min-soo Shin. My last track, as I leave you, this one's by another BTS member. This is V singing Slow Dancing. Folks, have a good one.
It's about time we get it straight. Give me a minute if it ain't too late. 대충 물이 없나 봐, babe. 애만 깊은 만하튼 달 버티기가 이만큼 힘든데 Stay with me till the end of the day. Maybe we could be slow dancing until the morning. 새로운 누군가 그리운데 닮았던 우리가 먼 이유 같은 날 Maybe we could be slow dancing until the morning We could be romancing
부산의 축제 어디까지 즐겨보셨나요? 과거